Five-liner time. Let's brew. What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
Fred Leonard, subprime hero.
And we are excited to be brewing solutions live on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. We are at the Buy Here, Pay Here Superforum right now in awesome Austin, Texas, and having an incredible time. But we want to talk to you about what's coming up next week. Fred, what's going down?
Folks, you have till Saturday night to nominate your dealership, and there's 5 different categories to choose from. Actually, there's 6. You got the most innovative program. You have the best community partner program. You have the top professional system commitment. You have the best culture and workplace environment. You have the best social media and branding. And of course, the commitment to diversity and women in the workplace. These are great categories sponsored by some great sponsors you see down there and so many others. Lou and I are going to be hosting it virtually on Wednesday next week. So make sure you guys check that out. But the nominations end this Saturday at midnight. If you go in there, you can click on the category that you want, put in the name of the dealership, your name, your email, and of course, the reasons why that you think they qualify. Right. Easy. And then they're going to come out. And then on next Wednesday, we're going to announce who the winners are. And there's actual awards that we're going to be sending, plaques that are going to be sent to you. So reach out to them. Let's go. Let's get some deals in there.
Post? You guys got to make sure that you were there. See those plaques, get you one of them, and be part of the fun. We can't wait to make something happen with you all. So get ready, everybody, for that great news that's coming. But we have some more great news that we're fusing in this incredible event. We have an incredible alumni from the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. She's been on the show once before, and now we get the chance to have a fabulous 5-liner with her. So car guys and car gals, we're going to unveil who it is that we're brewing solutions with today, and we can't wait for you to make this happen to where so many people can receive from what we're pouring out today.
That's
so
right.
Do yourself a favor, do her a favor, do us all a favor, and tag a car guy and tag a car gal and share. Get the word out, everybody.
Spread it around because we have some great news. We have a lady in here that is killing it right now. She was here as a speaker. She was giving some education. She was part of a panel, and she's also a dealer. I'm telling you, phenomenal. And she's also into marketing. I'm saying she has her own business doing that too. So I'm going to tell you all about the dream team, how that's working and what's going on. She's straight out of Houston, Texas. She's the one, the only Kendra Brown.
Welcome to the show. Oh, get that off. There you go. There she is.
No, we're excited to have you here.
Welcome. No,
hey,
we're happy
thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, we got to meet you here in person for the first time. I got to meet your husband, phenomenal guy too. I love his personality. He's just really, easygoing. He seems, you guys are doing some amazing stuff. You're here. You were speaking. You got to talk about marketing to the dealers and bring some great information. I know it was your first time doing something like that, wasn't it?
Actually, I was on a few panels at the NIADA convention in Vegas.
Oh, that's right. You were. That's right. So how great stuff.
But the workshop was a different setup.
Oh, yeah.
And this was a new thing for NIADA to try to do a 3-hour workshop with dealers where they could actually work on something while they were here. So that was interesting.
Take something back that they can have and be ready to go. And the information that was in there is priceless. And I'm going to tell you, with your experience and what you've done, and then the things that you've done with your marketing company, that's phenomenal. So tell everybody, a little bit about where you're from, what's the name of your store, and all those types of things.
Sure. So I have Brown Family Auto Sales. I run with my husband out of Houston, Texas. We opened in 2013. And around 2015 is when I started to get into the digital marketing side for our dealership and build our presence. We already had our branding set up on how we wanted people to view us and our value proposition, but how to get that out on the internet was the next step. So I really got into that, and that was interesting and fun. And it's sort of a never-ending learning because it's always changing to digital marketing.
Yes.
Oh, you're not kidding. And that's the thing, not in everything in the world, it's like that. It's really even more particular when you're talking about when you were speaking about the digital marketing part, because it's flipping. It's not just the way that we do it, but it's the way that the analytics are changing. Like Google, they changed the way that they're doing stuff. Facebook's changing the way they're doing stuff. So how do we keep up with the times? Well, you have to constantly be educating yourself, and that's why these events are important. So we're excited to have you here, but we're not here to talk about the event too much. We're here to talk about you. We want to get you with this 5-liner, right? This event has been phenomenal. I just want to throw that out there. NIADA, thank you for having us out here. This has been a great time. I'm excited that we got to meet people like Kendra and so many others, and just share the joy of the automotive industry and the change that's happening, and being a big part of it. And congratulations for being a big part. But we have this thing called the 5-liner. But before we do anything,
we have to make sure that we do apply 3 F's, right? And make sure that we do forgive, focus, and fly, so that we can focus on a fun 5-liner with somebody who is making some big things happen all throughout the country and is right here still making sure that she fills up her cup and leaves here with something that she can pour out everywhere that she flies. But we're going to forgive those and ourselves. We're going to make sure that we focus and make sure that we do what it is that we can actually do, and then stretch out in faith and fly so that we can keep growing. So you got to join us one time. Nice and loud and proud. Let's forgive, focus, fly. 1, 2, 3. Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Keep growing.
Awesome.
There we go. You got that.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Now you're a true solution.
Solutions.
That is like the secret handshake. Like you got to know the secret. Well, that was it right there.
That's
so now you're part of it. You're going to start brewing some solutions. But we do this thing called the 5-liner, and the 5-liner is something I think is special. It gets a little bit of a deeper dive into you, what drives you, what makes you who you are. The very first question I love to ask everybody is their why. What drives you? What is the reason why you get up every day and try to get better at what you do?
Well, the buy here, pay here industry, you look at it from a business perspective, but you're really servicing a niche of often marginalized people who are unbanked, underfunded, and you really play a big role in that part of the world and those people's lives. And so keeping that at the forefront of your mind and being able to actually deliver value and how it helps people is always my why. And that's that's what got me into marketing, especially with automotive, because there is a lot when I was working with agencies and doing marketing strategy for car dealers, new car franchises, independent dealers. On the agency side of things, I saw that there was a lot of waste and a lot of opportunity because of the lack of transparency and the complexity of digital marketing. There was a lot of opportunity to not withhold or share all of the ways that they were making money from car dealers. So there was a lot of, I don't want to say fraud, but there was a lot of waste, I would say.
There you go.
And
that's a great way of putting it.
So I just thought, well, there's got to be a better way. And education is always a key component, not just for people to do it on themselves, to empower them within their own businesses, but to hold others accountable. So I started the Dream Team Media Company this past spring. I launched it and I'm growing it, and it's really focused on helping small businesses, independent dealers, buy here, pay here dealers get their message out, think about their branding, and understand their marketing. And it's the goal is to empower. Our tagline is let our passion empower your ambition. You drive, you grow, and we're there to help you grow as well.
Absolutely. You know, and that is an intricate part, you know, because here's the thing. Some of us are really good at selling vehicles, but some of us are not the best at marketing, right? So if we're really good at selling vehicles, we need more people in our stores. So in order to get more people in our stores, we got to market. Right.
Exactly.
So you could either get better at it, or you can hire somebody that brings their passion into it and allow them to do it. And then the ROI on that is massive. You know, you're going to have more customers and you get to do what you do best. Now, along the way, I know you get to help educate them. You can show them ways, give them the data and explain how it's working, and they can get better at their own right. But if they have a staff or a company that's willing to help them grow like that, that's something to at least consider and listen to, because I think the biggest thing that people have issues, salespeople especially, is I don't have enough traffic coming in here, boss. There's not enough people for me to sell cars to. There's not enough lot ups, you know, and well, you know, we don't want all lot ups, and they're great, but at the same time, we want to market so that we can feed our salespeople. When your salespeople aren't being fed, their negativity, the black cloud that gets around them, is massive. So marketing is a big part, and not just at your dealer level. It's getting down even to the salespeople level, being able to help them. And I'm sure even them, you're a small business salespeople. If you're doing well out there, you want to do better, reach out to a marketing company. You'd be surprised what that could do for you. I mean, the little investment that you could put into something can change everything for you. So really good stuff. So I love that why. So that's really passionate, and that you're trying to make a big change, and you saw that. So phenomenal.
And it's such a grind, like what you guys do with dealerships when you go in there and you train them, you train salespeople, you talk to them, you focus on their personal, professional development.
Absolutely.
It's that same kind of thing. It's such a grind, the car industry, when you're small, independent, and you're wearing all of the hats. You know, it's good to bring someone in, even if it's temporarily, to just help take something off your plate, get it done. Because, you know, when you're answering a phone call and dealing with a repossession and trying to sell someone and show that side of you at the same time, it's like that can be very, very complicated. You can feel very pulled in lots of different directions. So
and also making better of the people around you. That's an investment that takes time, that takes intention. And so many times we're working on the business, we're working in the business, and we're not always taking the time during business hours to work on the people making the business happen. And that's because we're car guys, we're car gals, right? We're meeting the demand of the public based off of what they need. And the importance of being able to fuse together those that understand, hey, there is a little bit of waste, but it's not just in dollars, cents, and efforts. It's also in time, right? There's a lot of time that just gets thrown out the window that we can use to get better at what we do, which in the end will still save us time and still save us money. And it's awesome that you get to bring it from that vantage point. But jumping on to the next question on this five-liner, trying to understand a little bit more about you and the path that got you to automotive. So, Kendra, what did bring you to automotive?
So my dad ran a buy here, pay here lot for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Family business.
Legacy. I love this. You're a legacy dealer. I love that. That's just in my heart. I love those. Oh, that's amazing.
So in about 2013, he decided to hand his legacy dealership off to my brother.
Oh, wow.
And so I've opened my lot a few blocks north of him. And
love it. I would do that to my brother too. I'm just saying, like, I totally would.
He had the client base. He had a lot going on.
I'm sure he had 30 years of business. I'd say he's probably doing all right.
He was fine. And then, so my husband and I opened our lot. My dad was there to mentor us and help us along and give us, that little boost to help us build our business. And so, so that's how I got into it. I loved it. I worked in my dad's dealership. I started doing collections, and then I just kind of sat back there and was like, this could just go so much better, like answering phones. And I was like, look, from learning a little bit of Spanish and helping the sales team, like, let's have a way. brought in stock cards. Okay, let's use stock cards so that whoever answers the phone can give information about vehicles. And then I got into compliance. I got my dad on computers so that we could do contracts right, and helped him through an OCCC audit. So I was really in the back end, and I had a very good understanding of that. And then got into our business, and I had to learn the financial side, the business model piece to it. And my husband had to learn all of that as well. He did not come from the auto.
No, so it was all foreign.
It was all very foreign to him. So that was how it started. And then, like I said, in 2015, I started to build our digital presence and figure all of that out. And I'm the kind of person who I can't really delegate it until I understand what it is.
Right.
So I got into it, and digital marketing sounds really simple. You know, I first learned about SEO, and I was like, oh, it's just putting relevant content out there. Well, I can write, I can handle it. And then you realize, like, well, it's a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of things.
It's a whole lot of motion.
Yeah, there's a lot there. And
yes.
So yeah, and then in about 2019 or so, I started to work outside of the dealership, and got in with some agencies to do marketing strategy. I wanted to build my digital my digital knowledge and use it and see where I could go with it, and continue to do work with our dealership and our marketing and everything there. And then after some years doing that, it was just something. I think I didn't realize how analytical I was until I got into digital marketing and got into Google Analytics, and was like, oh my God, I love it.
I'm at home. I'm at home.
This makes
so
sense to me.
great.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that really just sparked a passion, and it really just went well. It was all working, and then decided that, I had a team. I had met some people in the industry who had good synergy with, and we could work well together.
Awesome.
And just said, hey, let's do it. Let's build our thing.
That's
So,
awesome. Well, welcome.
very
welcome,
nice.
Welcome.
Yeah.
PhD, right? You get
Thank
to be plugged into our PhD series, right?
Oh,
Because
okay.
you were grafted into the industry. Legacy is in here. So thankful for that. But man, didn't you get to have this aha moment? I'm sure that you've had to have had it of like, my goodness, there is so much in the digital world of connecting to a customer with a product that the auto industry just hasn't been awake to. We've been almost under a rock in a lot of cases, right?
Sure, especially the independent dealers.
Hell yeah, 100%. Still
really have a ways to go to catch up, and it's not that far out of reach for them.
So true.
It's like right there, and they just have to kind of go a little bit in and get there to be competitive, and they have to understand that change is slow, and you don't feel it while it's happening to you. But if a dealer has been in business for 10 to 20 years, look back, okay, just think how Google reviews did not matter 10 years ago, and now they do. And so don't wait for things to happen to you. Like, get ahead of it. Get your analytics is changing. This summer of 2023, Google is changing their analytics from Universal Analytics script to GA4, and it's going to be a completely different landscape. Facebook advertising changed greatly with the iOS 14 update with Apple and privacy changes and the privacy policy there. So it changed Facebook ads incredibly. So you have to stay ahead of it and choose a partner to help you through it. I've given a presentation to a couple of 20 groups. I'm in a 20 group, talk to someone else. And my biggest thing there is just know enough so that you know who to go to, who to put in charge of it, and who to hold accountable. And for me as a car dealer, my web provider was always my best resource. And then if they're not willing to answer questions and at least give you the opportunity to look under the hood, then you need to go somewhere else, in my opinion.
Because that's your info.
Exactly. Yeah, you have. I mean, even if you don't, you're like, okay, I don't understand it all, but you showed it to me, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Just someone who's like the mechanic who says, hey, I want to show you this, and I'm good. I trust you.
It makes you feel better. They want to at least show it to you, though. Because you're like, okay, at least you're not trying to hide anything from me. So I may not know what it is, though, but I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm very foreign underneath the hood myself. So I'm like, so I totally get that. And those are great reasons. I know that along the way, you have passion. You brought a lot of great things into this industry, and you see opportunity, and you see that there's literally dealers inches away from being able jump into this digital world, especially now because it is getting more affordable and there's more resources now, more information, and there's, so you got great companies like the NIADA who are out there trying to inform the dealers and having these types of events like this and putting a bunch of people together with great educators and innovators, and those are great mentors for people. And you mentioned mentor, you mentioned your father earlier, and you said that he came in and he mentored you when you guys started. I know you've had some great mentors along the way, father being one of them. Besides your father, who's some other mentors that have helped you get to where you're at today?
It's like people I know or people that I don't know.
You know what?
I could have read about
mentors that I've never met.
I know that was one of the, I've read some personal development or professional development, and mentors can be people you know or don't know. And I would say Brene Brown is someone who really taught me about authenticity and vulnerability and not being afraid to be yourself, because it encourages that from others.
Yes.
And that was a game changer for just being comfortable with myself, accepting my imperfections, and that I'm not going to say, over and over again on this and apologize for it. There's going to be slip ups.
You're crushing this. No worries.
Being authentic. And it's helped me a lot with being able to market myself, talk about what I do, and have a heart for others. If you can't accept yourself and be vulnerable with yourself, it's hard to be that person for other people and have that kind of empathy for other people. So Brene Brown is big. And then my faith, I'm a Christian, and I go to my faith frequently.
Greatest mentor ever, right?
For looking for just center, when I need to be centered, and look for a guide, and that I'm not in charge of my own destiny. I am to a certain extent. I'm the actor in my own life, but there's things that force that I don't see, and I'm just gonna follow that. And then my dad, my mom, and
of course,
that's awesome.
And it's great that you find that, and I love that you said that. And you're literally the first person on the show that said, "Do I have to know them?" Basically, I'm like, no, and I agree with you, because I have some of my greatest mentors are people that I've never saw in person. I draw a lot of inspiration from the Bible or verses or scripture. Lou's a master of the words like that, and he drops dimes for me all the time that make me just feel profound. Right? I can't help but I use this is a popular one. Faith without works is dead, and I believe that 100%. A lot of people have faith, but you have to put work behind it. Even your own faith with your Lord or your God. You have to have work behind that. It's not just given. It is given, but there's work behind it. And if you want things to be fulfilled, you want your dreams to come true. They're all there. We can manifest those things, but we have to put the work behind it. So have faith in everything that you want to do. Just put work behind it. And it's great that you have those kind of mentors. Brene Brown, awesome name to drop right there for sure.
That's a good one. And I think that's the first time she was dropped on the show.
Yeah, it is the first time. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And there's something that's fused together with the mentors, with those that are for you. Right. That's something that's strong about our faith, is that I know that he's for me.
Amen.
Even if it's not something that I want, doesn't mean that it's not being done for me, right? When I get disciplined as a child, or I get taught or corrected by teachers, whatever the case was, the discipline or the teaching was for me, and operating inside of a confidence that says, my God is for me. And if he's for me, then it really doesn't matter who is against me. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter at that point. And then you can walk inside of that confidence and then say, oh, wait, I get to participate in being like my daddy. I can point towards something that isn't and call it what it should be until it becomes that, right? And that's what happened. That's what you're doing with your business. That's what you're doing with your impact on the industry, right? There's a gap. There's something that needs to be said. You're speaking it out until it totally becomes. Is everybody picking up what you're putting down right away? No, right? They didn't with Jesus either. Okay, we're still trying to pick it up. Okay, but what it is that you're doing is unveiling a truth to people that is right there, and it's always such a thin veil that it's really not even separating us from. And what's awesome about being able to lean into your faith is that you do get the chance to say, yes, there are parts of correction, there are some great victories, but there's also some hard lessons that we have to learn. But I needed that lesson. I had to have that lesson in order to have this muscle, or in order to have this strength. I don't curse my scar, right? The great thing about just even considering Christ is that he's the one with the scars, not us. He's the one with the scar that he took for us, right? That he keeps to show us and remind us that he can do what we can't do. But if we can do what it is that we are to do, which is ultimately just offer up our obedience, right? More than our sacrifice, our faith.
Exactly.
But then we get these lessons that then say, you know what? I had to have that. I had to go through that. That fire, maybe it burnt, but man, did it sear me in a way that I can't be changed. I can't go back to what I was before I went through that. So for you, what was your hardest lesson?
Oh gosh.
This is always a good one. It
Well,
always
I
gets
mean,
everybody to take a little breath.
well, I'm a very ambitious person, and so I have clear goals, and very much like this is what I want, and I'm going to go for it. And so it is not it's not one hard lesson. It is a constant lesson that it's not going to happen. I don't make every detail part of the map to get there. There's going to be, and like you said, setbacks happen, things happen where, I'll give you a big example. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2018 and had to go through major surgery. It's like 9 months of my life was just taken, it was like on hold. And that was a huge test of faith because it was already a difficult spot in life. And it was like, wow, but it was so eye-opening. In that whole process was like, all I could see was what he was doing for me. And even though it was a huge setback, all I could see was that it was all for me. I was living, like I could just constantly see the positive side of it, and it propelled me forward. And then when I came out on the other side, I was like, okay, it's rebuilding time. It's time to get back into the career. It's time to do all these things. And then it was another like, no, I took you through all that to show you that I've got you, Kendra. Just go with it. And I think, I've walked down the halls of the NIADA conventions and I just see men. And I told my husband, I say, I want to be on that wall. And but that's a very kind of selfish. And I think about how he's changing me and my direction. And when I think about how I'm really here to help and empower, and I'm confident that I'll be somewhere. But it's not for me. It's what I'm going to do for the industry. It's how I'm going to help. There's a purpose there. Amen. And I just have to have faith that that's part of my path that he has for me. And so it's a constant thing, like reminder, like it's not about your ambition. It's about what my purpose is. So
there it is.
And usually the people that do populate the portraits are ones that have made a way for others.
Exactly.
Right? They have done so much for so many other people. That's why they even make it to the wall, right? They've opened a door for others, and you're a door opener, but it is a consistent understanding of that. It's a daily. This is a lesson I have to keep learning, that yes, I am doing this, and yet maybe I will be celebrated for what it is that I'm bringing, but not what I'm bringing to me, what I'm bringing to others.
That's right.
And that is so empowering, and it does keep you digesting, hey, okay, there is more to take on. There is more to learn, and I have to continue to improve me. I need to continue to improve that relationship and then embolden somebody else to go do the same. But if you're a gate opener, to be the first ones up there, plaqued up on the wall with all the others, you then open up the door for others to line up with you. More people just like that. And that's exactly why we have you on the show. That's exactly why we're inspired by you, because you're doing those things.
That was what a testimony you just dropped in front of our audience right there. I mean, that he didn't do it to you, he did it for you. That's right. All it did was make you stronger, be able to give a testimony like this to all you out there who are going through a struggle like that. Know that, put faith behind that, know that there's a reason for it, and live your life with abundance. Go for it. Don't sit there and give up. Go even harder. Learn from that and know that, hey, you're going to have gratitude when you're done with it. You're going to have so much, but you're going to be stronger, smarter. You're going to be somebody that people can lean on when they're in a situation like that. So it's your opportunity, so look at that. And it's not easy. I'm not saying that's easy. That must have been the scariest day of your life when you were diagnosed so much. But you had to lean into your faith that day. And when you did, like you said, it was an overwhelming feeling of, okay, I'm going through this for a reason. And it's so people can hear it, and for so many reasons, for your business, for yourself. You never know where you would be today if you didn't go through that, right? And that's why it's so crazy. Like a lot of us think that, a tragic thing happens and you're like, oh my God, why'd this happen to me? And then 3 years later, you're like, there it is.
And in the middle of that storm, I mean, it's a wrestle with the bear that nobody else gets the chance to see you do, right? And as that happens, you have to constantly tell yourself, he's working all things for my good. He's working all things for my good. And it doesn't mean that everything is good, right? And sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
But somehow, Father, you're working this for my good. Somehow you're putting this into place for my good. And I have trust in you. And that's ultimately what he wants, is for us to trust that he is doing this for our good, just like us trusting a father. I'm not going to drop you. I got you. Trust me. Let me pick you up. Let me carry you where you need to go.
Right.
Love it. Love the testimony time.
It is, to me, really, what we just
talked
talked about, the hardest lesson that you learned is almost, to me, going to almost be the same answer. A lot. It can actually be the answer to the next question we have is, what is your greatest reward for everything that you've done so far in your life?
My greatest reward currently for where I'm at right now is that I'm married. I have 2 kids. We're still here and we're going.
Yeah, right. That's
we
a
are
huge
still
reward.
here. I mean, the auto business is not easy. Any business, any entrepreneurial endeavor is not easy. And my husband said, I don't care if we fail. We can say we tried and we tried our damnedest, because there's always, it fluctuates, but he's right. And that's kind of I'm just thankful because the husband and wife and business partners.
Yeah, right.
That's a dynamic.
That's a huge dynamic.
A challenging dynamic. So I can say my biggest reward is that we are still happily married.
Come on now.
Hey, all the way through this. Oh my goodness gracious!
Yes.
Right? I could tell you, and Lou and I are testaments to that too.
High five for that, Brent. High five for them.
Yeah, high five.
22 years. 22 years over here.
You're gonna be
He's 22 years. I'm 17, turning 18 years in February. So I'll be married. So we understand it, and it has not been easy. Right. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations. There has been times where, I had to, drop my pride a little bit. There was times that she had to sacrifice. I had to sacrifice. I had to forgive. She had to forgive. But right now, God gave me the best woman in the world. I'm the most blessed man. I think Lou feels that way about himself.
It's the best our marriage has ever been.
I've never been.
And it keeps getting better.
It does. It's like these years right now
awesome.
are the best. I'm like, I can't wait for the next 20 years with her. It's going to be even better, So, but it was work, but it's so worth it. And when you have that and you get to the end and you're happy and you've been through this crazy industry where the statistics say we're all going to divorce, we're all going to have multiple marriages, we're going to do all these things.
We're changing it.
We're changing that.
It.
That's what I'm saying. So and that we don't have faith. We have 3 faith-based people right here in front of you. So know that that's out there. There's good people. There's people just like her doing amazing things. And she's going to be on a lot of walls. Who knows what they are, but they're going to be places where people are going to look up and just know her legacy. They're going to know what she did for this business, what she did for women in this business, men in this business, buy here, pay here dealers, and beyond. All you out there, reach out to her if you have any questions. I know she has some great knowledge. Yes. She came here and she dropped some great stuff. You guys have seen a couple of videos that I dropped to her talking about this event. Phenomenal information. Reach out, Dream Team Marketing. They're killing it out there. Reach out and learn some stuff. Have a conversation. If you're curious and you're a buy here, pay here dealer and you just have a question, reach out. You'll be surprised. She'd definitely love to help you. And that's an amazing thing. So we do love that you came on the show today. We honor that you came here and shared and poured out your heart and your story. I think it's so important for our audience to hear stuff like that and know that, hey, there's great people in this thing, but there's also trials and tribulations. It's not all, rainbows and snowflakes, So.
Yeah. I love what y'all are doing too. I really love the kind of what you're doing with this industry. The content that you put out. I love it.
Well, we love that.
Coming from you, that means
you're
a whole
adding
lot.
to that, right? You're adding to that. And that's what we want to make sure that you all understand is that we're not so much concerned that you just enjoy another dollar and enjoy another transaction. It's that you do have full fulfillment inside of this industry that we can contribute to. And the success is not what your dealership scoreboard looks like, but it's, are you building successful marriages? Are we changing what the quintessential car guy or car gal look like? Used to be just only would be the car guys out there, right? But car guys and car gals are raising up, and we are flooding the area, showing them what healthy marriages, healthy children experiences, and doing things in the community because we care about the people in it. We don't just want to pull from them.
That's right.
And that is something that we're trying to do. We're trying to champion that, and we want more people like you to keep adding to the quality of beans that we get to brew with on the Car Guy Coffee podcast and beyond.
That's right.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Kendra, you're an amazing solutionary, and I look forward to learning more about you and being friends with you, and still being able to network and learn where you're at and how things are going. And maybe one day we come visit your store and say high five to everybody there.
Yeah,
I would love that. I love Houston anyway. Houston is just the best place in the world. You want to talk about the rodeo there? Off the chain. Lou and I got to experience it this year.
Incredible.
Yeah. So we came down. First time I've ever been to a real rodeo like that, and I was blown away.
It's great.
We were there for the John Party night that when he was there, and he was a phenomenal artist too, just up there killing that stage. That Texas Star they dropped with, I can't. I'm going to be probably an annual visitor for that.
You should
100%.
definitely.
It's phenomenal. In the festival, the fair outside was phenomenal. The food, anyway,
It was fantastic.
we love Houston.
Fantastic. Great
Houston's
rodeo.
great.
All right, so car gals, you know what you need to do. Make sure that you do blow Kendra up. Let her know that you appreciate the information that she gave today. Appreciate her sharing some of her backline story and filling up your cup with a 5-liner.
That's right.
Of fresh, good brew for you to take on and do what it is that you do. Car guys and car gals, this has been an incredible session, and we're going to forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing so that we can go on with our days and make a difference in the world we get to participate in. So help us out one more time. Forgive, focus, fly on 3.
1, 2, 3. Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. You had it down perfect. That's
There we go. She got it down. Car guys and car
Love
gals.
it.
I am Lou Ramirez, the car
And
guy.
I'm Friendly Narcissist, sometime hero.
And you've been Brewing Solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. We are live here in awesome Austin, Texas at the Buy Here, Pay Here Super Forum. And it's been an incredible time over here with this 5-liner on the one,
the only
Kendra Brown. There we go. 5-liner complete. Give me that high five.
Bam! She doubled it. That's what I'm
Take-
talking about. Car guys, car gals, have a great weekend. We'll be out here a little bit later. Stay tuned.
Peace.